Hi, this is Emily from Come Play With E.
Hi, this is Wendy from Come Play With E.
Today we will be playing Tiny Town by Peter McPherson.
And published by?
AG Games.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about Tiny Towns? What is it?
Tiny Towns is you have Tiny Towns is a game where you're trying to build a city.
A tiny town.
Yeah.
Who lives in this tiny town?
Animals.
Animals, yeah. And how do you do that?
You have to arrange cubes in a certain order.
Resources.
To make buildings and try to fill up your board.
Okay, right. There's your town. And it is a 4x4 grid. And you will be placing resource cubes in specific patterns to the building you're trying to build. And fill up your town, right? Because at the end of the game, any empty square is -1 points. Okay. So in the game, you're going to have different buildings that you can build, and the game actually comes with lots of them, so you have lots of replayability. But you will always, always, always play with the cottage. And as you can see, each card is going to show you a building picture. So when you build this, you're going to take the corresponding token and place it somewhere on your board. And the way you build it is how?
The way you build this is that you will have to arrange cubes on your board in that specific pattern.
In that specific pattern. So you need a wheat, a glass, and a brick. Now it doesn't need to necessarily be in this orientation. It can be this way, or this way, or this way, but it has to be this pattern. And the buildings also have special things that they need. Like this one says you'll get 3 victory points for each fed cottage. So yeah, you got to feed your cottages. They can't just be built. They need to eat too. So the game always, always, always makes you play with the cottage. But today we're also going to play with, and this is what they recommend in the rules as your first game. So we're going to go ahead and use that. We're also going to play with the well, which gives you 1 point for each adjacent cottage. And you build that by making this shape using stone and wood. We're going to use the farm, which feeds 4 buildings anywhere in your town. So this is important for those cottages. They need to be fed, and they're going to be fed on the farm. We're going to play with the factory. When constructed, place one of 5 resources on the factory. When another player names this resource, you may use a different resource instead. That's really cool. So it kind of helps if you don't have they're calling things you don't like. The chapel, 1 point for each fed cottage. The tavern, which straight up just gives you points based on how many of those you build. And the last building is the theater. And the theater says 1 point for each other unique building in the same row and column. Okay? And then also, every person gets 2 monuments that they get to have and pick which one they want for the game. So I'm going to give Emmy her 2. She's going to pick them later. And the way you normally play this game, I'm going to tell the first part how you normally play it, and then Emily's going to play, we're going to play a different variation. So normally what you do is you take turns being the master builder. You get this cool little hammer token, and you get to pick the resource. So I would say brick, and then everyone would have to play a brick. And then it would be Emmy's turn, and we would go back and forth picking which person is going to choose their own resource. But in the version we're going to play, the town hall version, how do you play that, babe?
In the town hall version, someone is the mayor, and they get this cool little token.
Oh, you don't necessarily need that, but you can have that, yep.
And you have these cards, and you will pull, and whatever.
Show them the cards.
And you have these handed cards, and whatever you pull, the resource on is what you place on your board. And after every 2 resources, there's a thing called Zero's Choice, which is what you get to pick whatever you want.
Right. So Emmy will be the mayor, and she'll pull a card, and then we will have to use that card. So we like to play this way just because it takes out some of that analysis paralysis where you're sitting there waiting for one person to decide forever what resource they want to call. And then every 2, so you'll see it comes with a deck of cards, and it's got all the different resources in it. And when you shuffle up this deck, what happens? You just use this deck straight up. What do?
You take out 5 cards.
You take out 5 cards every round, so you don't know what's going to be coming up. So this deck has 3 of every resource in it. 3 glass. So Emmy, why don't you talk about the resources? So there's 3 of every resource in the deck, and all the resources are?
Brick.
You gotta show it to them. Brick, yeah, which is a red cube. Brick.
Wheat.
Emmy, you gotta show it. Yellow.
Glass.
Glass, which is blue.
Stone.
Gray, stone. Emmy's not good at this.
And wood.
Brown wood. Okay, thanks Emmy for showing them. Brown wood. So there are 3 of each of those resources in this deck. So at the beginning of each round, you shuffle it up and you take 5 out. So you could be taking out all the stone. You don't know. So then we'll draw 2, 1, 2, and then it'll be dealer's choice. And then each individual person can choose whatever they want to play. Okay? And the game ends when you can't place any more buildings. And then we will add up the scores and see who the winner is. Right? So you ready to take it to the table, Emmy?
Sure.
Let's take it to the table and show them how we actually play.
Wait,
Oh,
first.
yes.
Let's pick the monuments.
Why don't we pick the monuments when we come to the table so we can show everybody what they look like.
Okay.
All right, so we'll come to the table. See you in a few.
Okay. So, we have our monuments picked out.
We have our monuments here to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Want to do yours first?
Yes. I have Grove University. 3 victory points immediately place a building on an empty square in your town. Architects Guild. 1 victory point. 1 can check to replace up to 2 buildings in your town with any other building types.
Okay. Mine is Star Loom, which says I get points based on when I complete my town, if I'm 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. And then I have Opalized Watch, which means immediately place 3 unique buildings on this card. Whenever a player on the left or right of you constructs one of those buildings, take the building from here and place it on an empty square in your town. So I think I'm going with Opalized Watch. So Star Loom's going to go back to the box. Opalized Watch. I'm going to go over here.
I'm going to take away Grove University.
University. All right, and you're going to go with the Architects Guild. All right, so I have shuffled up our cards, and we're going to start with Emmy drawing resources. So our first one
wood.
Is wood. All right. Start off the game with a wood. Okay, I'm going to put a wood right there. What's our second resource?
Our second resource is
Oh my gosh.
wood.
Wood again. That's terrible. All right, and because now it is dealer's choice. What to do with that? What to do with that? I think I'm gonna go with a brick.
And
All right.
with a brick too. Glass.
Ooh, glass.
Glassy glass.
Glass. Okay. Next.
And wheat.
Wheat. If you have your own copy at home, you can even play along with us. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and now it's dealer's choice. Whatever you want.
Oh, baby, whatever you want.
I think I'm gonna go with a stone.
I did too.
Okay. And now, what you got?
Stone.
Ah, of course, because I just picked a stone. That's
I can
terrible.
make a well. I need a well.
All right, so Emily, tell us what you did. You had a well.
And I made it. And since I had
I
these,
got my stone and think about this.
had the cubes on here, I can only place the well on one of these pots.
Right, so you can only place your cube. You can only put your structure where one of your cubes were, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that. Okay, next card.
Right. Stone.
Oh, stop with the stone. I can't take it. Can't take this. I already have a mess going on. All right, I think I'm gonna have to build a well.
The stone's not alive.
All right, next up is dealer's choice.
Wood and boom, boom, boom. wood, and I get a well. And I also get a monument.
Oh, you built 2. Ooh. What was I doing?
All right, and so I put all that down, and I'm going to put my monument right here. And guess what?
What? No, I'm gonna put this.
My thing says, 1 constructible place up to 2 buildings in your town with any other building types.
Oh, you said that really, really fast. I'm not sure anybody heard you.
Okay. I built a monument, and I get to replace these 2 with something.
Wow. One constructor place up to 2 buildings in your town with any other building type. Smooth move. What are you gonna do?
If I'm sure, I think I can. Is it any building type?
It says any building type, right?
I want to replace it with monuments.
You can't replace it with a monument.
Why?
Because you're only allowed 1 monument.
You said
no.
Any building type.
That's a special one.
What do I need?
I know what I would build.
Yeah, you're right. 2 factories.
I would build at least 1 factory, right?
Both factories.
All right, so when you build a factory, it said you can place one of your resources on there, and then when someone calls it, you don't have to use it. So that's really, really good.
And if you can get 5 factories in your town and put each resource on it, you could pick whatever you want, whenever you want.
Problem is, though, unfortunately, they don't score you any points. So what resources are you putting on those factories? Why don't we lay them down so they can be seen better?
Stone.
Yes, that cursed stone. Okay, what's your other factory gonna have?
Stone.
You don't need it twice.
It was a joke.
Oh, it's jokey.
Wheat.
Okay, wheat in that factory. All right, that was well played, babe. All right, so what is our next resource?
Glass.
We have a glass.
Glass.
Oh gosh, my board is turning into something very terrible. Very terrible.
Your board is a hot darn mess.
My board is a hot mess right now. Because I placed this brick in the wrong place. Okay, what you got, babe?
My glass. Where to put it? Well, I think I'm gonna let my glass decide.
Oh, come on. All right, next up. But Emmy has a factory, so she doesn't have to place that stone if she doesn't want to.
I'm gonna place a glass instead. Or no. How could I be so silly? I do understand this time now.
I'm going to cry. All right, I'm gonna place another wood, and just build a well, because I got stuff. I don't even know what's going on right now. I'm not playing too well. All right, next up. That was dealer's choice, right?
Brick.
No, did we do our dealer's choice? No, dealer's choice is next.
Try this is brick.
No, I did the dealer's choice over here. So it's dealer's choice.
Brick.
It's one of the 5 cards that we removed, okay? And it's brick. Oh, finally! I have built my opalized watch. So, opalized watch is going to, hold on.
Wait, I have to do my turn too.
All right, so my opalized watch says that I can place 3 unique buildings on here, and whenever she constructs them, I can take it and place it anywhere that I want. So I'm gonna place a cottage. I'm going to place a well, because I know Emmy loves to build wells, and I'm going to place a farm, because I know she needs to build a farm sooner or later. So I want to point something else out that I didn't before. We are using these little bit bowls that we have from home. They did not come with the game. Although on BGG's website, they sell these really cool satin bags that you can put all of your buildings in that have pictures on them that look like the back of the card, so you can store them in there. Really, really cool. I'll put a link down below for you guys to check that out if you'd like to look into that. But these bit bowls do not come with the game. All right, so moving right along, we have
Brick.
Brick. What are you gonna do with that brick?
brick. How could I be so foolish?
Don't know. How could you be so foolish?
How?
What are you going to do with that?
I don't know.
All right.
But I will put it there because I can't actually do that.
Next, we have
Wood.
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 Wood. Okay, I can do that.
How could I be so foolish about this?
And last run through the deck is dealer's choice. I'll take a stone. All right, now we're gonna shuffle up the deck again.
Wait, I built something.
Okay, I'm just gonna shuffle while you go.
I built a chapel.
You built a chapel. Nice. And remember, the chapel says, gives you 1 point for each fed cottage. So you're gonna want a lot of cottages hanging around, aren't you? All right, the cards have been shuffled. I will remove 5 from the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give the rest to Emily.
Stone.
Oh my gosh. And the first is a stone, which actually I wanted.
I want the
because
stone to be a wood.
I needed it because I built my factory.
My stone's gonna be a wood.
Okay, well, I changed mine into a factory. And guess what I'm putting on my factory, folks?
What?
Stone. Stone. All right.
I had a factory with stone on it already.
I know, because you used your special power.
Glass.
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 Maybe.
Maybe, baby. All right, put that there. And now it's dealer's choice.
All right, so.
Dealer's choice. What you want? I'll take a brick. Well, let me think about this. Let's think this through.
I'm gonna build a cottage. So you get a cottage
I
too.
get a cottage. I get a cottage. You put it there. So I just got a cottage because Emily built one because of my opalized watch. All right, but I didn't pick my dealer's choice yet because I'm like, ooh, what do I do? I'm gonna pick a brick. Okay, what you got, girl?
All right, glass.
We have a glass. Maybe I should have built a warehouse with some glass on it. Jeez Louise.
Horrible glass.
Glass everywhere.
Glass into two
All right.
holes in it.
There. Okay, so next. We're gonna show the camera that it's brick.
Brick.
All right, well, over here then I have built a tavern. Put that there. As you lay down that chapel. All right, next it is dealer's choice. Whatever you want. I'm gonna go with, believe it or not, a stone.
I'm gonna go with the brick.
Oh, someone else has built a tavern.
Now I'm gonna copy you.
Okay. After that, dealer's choice is gonna be
Wood.
oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Wood. What would you do with that?
I would not tell you.
I would like to do something with these silly old wells that I put there. Should put my cottage over there. All right, so that's what I'm gonna have to do. All right. put a wood there.
Well, wouldn't you try to build something with your wood?
I would have built it. Next up.
You would have built what?
Oh! Did I just complain about the wood?
Maybe I should have built one of those things with the wood on it.
Terrible.
I was still telling the tavern.
What are you doing? Here? All right. Next up is Dealer's Choice. Dealer's Choice allows me to put a stone here and finish my chapel. I'll put my chapel here. All right. Next up, darling. We'll show the camera that you pulled a wheat.
I built a farm.
Oh, I get a farm too. Thanks. What am I going to do with that wheat? What am I going to do with that wheat?
Yeah. Bring the wheat.
I'm going to put the wheat here.
Bring the wheat in.
Okay, next we have?
Next we have brick.
Yeah, we have brick, huh? I'm gonna do with that brick. Okay, and then it is Dealer's Choice.
Brick.
Dealers, choose what you want.
Because it's your choice.
I'll put a stone here. Okay. And we have
Wheat.
wheat. Is that literally what I just played? Did I just put a wheat down?
Maybe.
No, I put a stone. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wheat. Okay.
Oh, wait, I didn't need to put wheat.
Oh, right, because you have it on your factory, so you can put something else.
Built another tavern.
Oh, wow.
Hey, my taverns are so small they're packed, so we need more than one.
I guess they're popular. And the last resource for this round is stone. Thank you, stone gods. I can turn that into a glass thanks to my factory.
I can turn that into a brick thanks to my factory.
And now I can make a tavern.
Disappear?
I wish I could make it disappear. Put a tavern here.
You really won't? That's not a tavern.
That is not a tavern.
That's a theater.
I built the theater. That's actually what I built. I don't know why I called it a tavern.
You
All right. And the last is Dealer's Choice. So I will take a glass.
I will take... What? Okay.
Put it there.
I will take a...
Glass and put it there, and then I will get a cottage.
What are you doing?
No idea.
Dealer's Choice?
Yeah.
Oh!
Not playing very well. That's what I'm doing. Okay, now we get to shuffle again. So Emmy, why don't you, while I shuffle, why don't you tell everybody what happens every day at high noon?
You can play Tiny Towns with Josh Wood and Peter McPherson.
And everyone else at
And
AEG.
some other people.
Right, and some other people at AEG. Every day, AEG on their live stream. They do a live stream on Facebook and some other platforms where they play Tiny Towns live, and you can play along with them. It's noon Pacific time, so it's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard if you're on our coast. But they do it every day, and they've been doing it every day since this quarantine started. So they do it Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays, they play Space Base. So if you want to go ahead and join their live stream, that's a really fun way to play. or even watch other people play if you don't want to play yourself, or if you have your own copy, bust it out and play along with them. It's really a lot of fun. And if you have your own copy of Space Base, you can bust out that copy and play with them also on Fridays. And here's something even more exciting, even if you can't handle that excitement. They give away something every day to one lucky viewer. Isn't that amazing?
Have we ever gotten something?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, ready for the next round. Mommy's about to croak. Glass.
The croak.
I'll take that glass and put it there.
Okay.
Oh, looks like Emmy built a cottage. Did you build a cottage or another tavern? Oh. I gotta watch out for this one. She apparently has a thing for the taverns. Ooh, that's 3 taverns for those of you keeping track, which means she's got 9 points on the board right now. I should have put a tavern on my opalized watch. All right, what's next? Let's show the camera that is a wood. Would you leave me alone? Okay. Dealer's choice. And for my dealer's choice, I'm going to take a brick.
I'm going to take a stone and
build myself a little cottage.
And I built myself a little well.
Oh, Emily built a well. Well, you know what that means. I get one too. Yes, but I want to put my well near a cottage. And if I put that near a cottage, then I'm not going to build anymore because I'm taking up a space. I don't know if I have to use this or if I can hold on to it. I think I'm going to hold on to it. Okay. Next up. What's next, babes?
Glass.
We're going to show the camera glass.
Next is brick.
Brick.
I'm trying to show.
Good job. The brick. And after that brick is dealer's choice.
Wheat.
Yes, wheat. So I will have a cottage.
I have a cottage too. You got those cottages.
I got some cottages, and I was able to get it next to one of my wells this time. So I like you. All right, next up is what?
Brick.
Another brick. Okay.
Out. So that brick amount.
All right, so I'm still playing. So we're still going to draw cards for me. I don't know how much longer I'm going to last. Stone. That stone will allow me to build a well here.
Well, you built a well.
Well, I sure did. But I have a feeling my times are numbered, so now I get a dealer's choice. I have room for a tavern here. I want to go with brick or glass.
How's your luck?
Brick or glass? We've pulled 2 bricks and 2 glass this turn. Whatever I pick is going to be wrong, but I'm going to go with glass.
No, okay, now you need brick or stone. Brick or stone?
No.
Brick
I need brick.
or stone?
If I get a stone, then I can't build anything.
Brick or
Oh,
stone?
I'm sorry, you're right. Wood! Wood!
She's out.
I'm out.
I'm gonna go get a pencil.
All right, and we'll tally up the scores, and we will meet you back at the table, back at the camera after we are done adding up the scores. Okay, well, welcome back. While you were gone, Emily tallied up the scores, and believe it or not, this is the worst game I think I've ever played. No, I don't mean this game. I mean this game was the worst that I've ever done on this game. So what we did was the black buildings scored 0 points for all of us because it didn't have any point value.
And the cottages, I got 6 and she got 12.
They were worth 3 points for every fed, so I had 4 of them. Emmy had only 2.
And I got 2 for my chapel.
The chapel gave us 1 point for each fed cottage. I had 4 cottages. Emmy only had 2.
And the tavern is
You had 3 of them, so you got 9 points.
Yep.
I only had 1, so I got 2 points. Okay. Then there was the theater, 1 point for each unique building in the same row or column. And so I got 3 points. Emmy didn't even build the theater. There's no theater in her town. Don't go to Emmy's town. And then the wells gave us 1 point for each adjacent cottage. I got 2 points. Emmy didn't get any. And then finally our monuments. My monument actually gave me no points. And then Emily got 1 point for hers. And then I had 3 empty spaces in my town. Emily had 5. So we lose a point for each empty space, bringing our grand totals to
13 and 20.
13 and 20. So I actually won this game, but we played very, very badly. The cards just weren't favoring us today. But let's talk about the game overall, not how we did today.
I love it!
You love this game? Tell me why.
Because I love how you have to build them in an arranged order.
It's kind of like a puzzle.
Yeah. You try to get what you want, press your luck.
And sometimes when you play, especially with these cards, you can see those cards were they were cruel to us. But like I said, in the normal game, you take turns back and forth calling different resources, but we just kind of found for us that it kind of takes a long time, because then you're sitting there like, oh, what do I want, what do I want, what do I want? And it also makes a little bit of that take that. Like, I know Emily's trying to build this, so I'm going to not call that because I know she wants to build that. So it kind of makes it a little meaner, and Emily really doesn't like to play that way. But tell us more why you like this game.
I really like it because you have the little buildings and you have to arrange them in a certain order, and I love the ones where you score on the pad. It just is really fun for me.
Yeah, I think I agree. I really enjoy playing it. I go to the live streams when I can to play along with the AEG crew that we talked about earlier. Emmy has joined me a couple of times too, and I can tell you that these scores are much better on the live stream than they are here. I don't know if their deck of cards is nicer than ours, but there's also an expansion already out for this game called Fortunes that we play with too, and that one, done yawning. And the Fortunes expansion actually introduces little coins that you can use, and if you build 2 buildings at one time, you get a coin, and that coin then can be traded in if you don't want to play a resource. If they call something that you don't like, you could trade that coin in for a different resource. So there's that expansion, and I know that they're working on a couple of more expansions. This is not over yet.
Like an expansion called Tiny Tree.
There is a Tiny Tree expansion that they're working on. That's going to be a micro expansion, so that's going to have a little tree that you can build in your town. And they've actually played some of these expansion cards on the live stream with some people, so that you can kind of get a taste for them. You just have to look at their cards on the screen. But it's really a fun game. I like it. It's kind of a family game. It's something we can play together, right? Have a good time with.
Play it online with my mama.
We can play it online.
Feels like it.
We can play it online with other people. Again, using these cards, you can play online with up to hundreds of people if you want. So you can play with family, especially during this quarantine when you can't be with people playing face to face. You can play online with them. So.
Mama sometimes plays it with us when she feels like it, because she's spending time with her boyfriend.
So, anyway, thumbs up, thumbs down. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. Oh wait, even toes up. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to give it some thumbs up. So we definitely recommend this game. I will put that link down below for those BGG bags if you guys were interested in those. Those are really sweet looking. We don't have them just yet, but one day. Anything else you want to say before we go? No? All right, so if you liked the video, please feel free to subscribe. Leave us any comments below. Give us a thumbs up. Check out the game. It's really a lot of fun. Maybe we'll see you on the stream sometime. Okay? Bye.